Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Northern Soul Reaper and today I have a manga collection tour video. This is something that I did right at the beginning of the year when I first started the channel, and a lot of those titles were carried over from a few years ago when I was collecting manga then, but haven't since got back into the hobby, in a big way and started the channel and making videos. I've collected quite a few new series and picked up a lot of new volumes. So what I thought I would do was an updated collection video and just to show you guys what I've collected and what's on the shelf right now. So before we get started, I've just hit 150 subscribers on the channel and this is brilliant. Back when I started the channel, I really didn't have any expectations about anyone subscribing or watching the videos. So to know that there's people out there who are enjoying what I'm doing, it blows me away. The support means so much. Thank you to everyone who has supported the channel so far. If you aren't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It's a great way to get the videos as and when they come out, and it also shows me that you enjoy what I'm doing and it keeps me motivated, and it's a great way to support the channel. So let's get right into the collection tour video. Alright, so first up we have Fruits Basket Collector's Editions Volumes 1 to 12. This is the complete collected edition of Fruits Basket, released by Yen Press. This is my wife's collection and I'm currently reading it, and I'm up to volume 8 of that. It's just one that I like to read in between some other volumes, so I'm really enjoying it so far. Next to that we have Fruits Basket Another, the first 2 volumes of that, and this is the sequel to Fruits Basket. We have the 3rd volume, but it's currently being read upstairs. And then we have the Cardcaptor Sakura books 1 to 4, and then next to that Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. What really annoys me about Dark Horse is that they released 2 separate editions of the first 2 and then the second 2. So you've got the Dark Horse logo at the top on book 1 and 2, and then on the bottom on book 3 and 4. Just makes it look a little odd on the shelf, but what are you going to do? And then next to the Cardcaptor Sakuras we have Kingdom Hearts. These are just some random volumes. We really like Kingdom Hearts and just wanted to give the manga a go, but these are incomplete and we just picked up the odd volume here and there. And then next to that we have Yotsuba Volume 1. Really enjoyed Yotsuba Volume 1. I want to pick up more, but I just don't know when I'm going to find the time to read it, so I'm just leaving it for now. Okay, and on the next shelf down, other than my Chicago Field Museum dinosaurs, we have One Piece Volumes 1 all the way along to 42 on this shelf. And then on the next shelf down we have 43 to 59 of One Piece. Now I'm currently reading One Piece and I'm up to volume 39 and I'm just really enjoying it. We're also watching the anime at the same time. We've just finished the Enos Lobby arc, so I'm pretty much up to the same point as we are in the anime. And yeah, just really enjoying One Piece. It's one of those series where it is infinitely rereadable and you can just go back to it time and time again. The characters are absolutely fantastic, and I don't think there's a series that does world building better than One Piece personally. Next up we have Blue Exorcist, and then next to that we have all 12 of the Death Note volumes. This is, as I said in my first collection video, one of my favourite series, and yeah, just to be able to have all 12 on the shelf is absolutely fantastic. And next to that we have volumes 1 to 4 of Platinum End, which is the Death Note creators' new series, and I haven't read this yet, but I've heard good things about it. I've heard mixed things actually, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And then next to Platinum End we have Love Hina 1 to 6, and then we have Love Hina Omnibus 3 and Love Hina Volume 12. The reason why the Love Hinas are in a bit of a mishmash is I was able to pick up the single volumes quite cheap, and then I was bought Volume 3 of the Omnibus to kind of fill in the collection. I believe that there's one more Omnibus after this, so I might just pick that up and sell number 12, and then I've got the complete collection. Next up we have Chobits, which is a series by Clamp. This is an absolutely fantastic series. It's one of the first mangas that I read all the way through, all the way back in the day when I started getting into manga. Up until then, really, my only exposure to manga had been kind of Bleach and Naruto, so it was kind of nice to have a totally different series, yeah, and I really enjoyed this one. And next to that we have another Clamp series, Tsubasa. I've not read this yet, but I have seen the anime and I really enjoyed the anime, so I might get to this one day, but I think we still have a few volumes to get in the Tsubasa series as well, but it's getting quite hard to get a hold of, so might have to get put on the back burner. We then have Skip Beat, Fushigi Yugi and Ouran High School Host Club. These are all my wife's volumes. I've not read Skip Beat yet. Fushigi Yugi came from a charity shop, and yeah, Ouran High School Host Club is absolutely amazing. We watch the anime at least once a year because it's just so good, and we've been talking about getting the box set of Ouran High School Host Club, to be honest, to finish it off, so we might just sell volumes 1 to 6 and pick up the box set of the complete series. And then next to that we have Lost Stars, which is a complete 3-volume series based on the Claudia Gray novel of the same name. And yeah, this one is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favourite mangas actually, and it's one of my favourite stories. The novel is absolutely brilliant. I read the novel a couple of years ago when it came out and was absolutely floored by it, and then when I found out that there was a manga adaptation coming, I knew that I had to have it. And I've recently just kind of picked up the last couple of volumes to finish off the collection. I was bought them as a present, and yeah, I've read it a couple of times now, and I am actually thinking about making some time to go back and read it again. And next to Lost Stars we have Laid Back Camp volumes 1 to 8. This is so far completely up to date and current. I absolutely love Laid Back Camp. I talk about it quite a bit on the channel because I'm always picking up different volumes of it. So I've finally managed to finish off the collection. Just eagerly awaiting the next volume. Yeah, if you like something that's like a nice chilled out slice of life, I can't really recommend anything more than Laid Back Camp. It's just a really fun series. I absolutely love the main cast. I love the situations that they get themselves into, going camping, enjoying the scenery. It just, Laid Back Camp kind of paints the idyllic picture of camping, you know. You get there, everything's nice and lovely, the tent gets set up with ease, the food is delicious. You don't have any of the arguing about putting the tent up, arguing about who's going to do the washing up, and just basically fighting with your family. So on the next shelf we have An Empty Space. Yeah, so I was able to move things around and create some space. This is just to allow for some growth, to get some more volumes. And next to that we have the box set of Tokyo Ghoul. This is all 14 volumes of the first series collected in one box set. This is an absolutely fantastic box set, and it was brilliant value for money. I managed to get it almost half price off the RRP, and yeah, it's just unbelievable value for money. Even at full price, it's a great value. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it, reading it so far. I'm 4 volumes in. I'm gonna make some time to read some more soon. I've kind of gotten caught up in One Piece at the minute, so that's really all I've been reading in terms of manga, but I want to make time to go back and finish Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think I mentioned in my haul that I wasn't sure what I was going to do, whether I was going to leave the box on the shelf or take the volumes out and put the box in storage. For now, I think I'm just going to leave it on the shelf. It looks quite nice next to all my other titles, so at least for now, it's staying on the shelf. And next to Tokyo Ghoul we have Gantz, the Omnibus Edition Volume 1. Finished reading that not long ago, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a very strange story, but I enjoyed it, and it's quite weird sci-fi. I didn't really like the main protagonist. I'm not sure if that continues into the series. I'm not sure if he's just deliberately meant to be unlikable, but I'm going to kind of give the next Omnibus a go and see what I think of it. Next up we have Gigant Volume 1. Now if you haven't read this, I would implore you to do so. It's got a great cast of characters and a very, very compelling central mystery you want to keep reading on to find out what's going on with it. I've read this 3 or 4 times cover to cover now, and every time I just can't put it down. When I read it for my review, I read it once and then immediately went back and read it again. It's just that good. Yeah, really enjoyed Gigant. I enjoyed it more than Gantz, if I'm being honest. I like the characters more, and I'm actually compelled by the central plot a little bit more than Gantz. There is quite a bit of nudity in it and some adult themes, so it's definitely not for the younger audience, but I would recommend giving it a go if that's your type of thing. You can also find my review on the channel. Next to Gigant we have The Way of the House Husband, Volume 1 and 2. This is the complete series up to date so far. I believe a third volume is coming soon. I've got a review of this on the channel, and I just have to say that I love The Way of the House Husband. It's not a read that's going to take you very long. I blasted through these 2 volumes in about an hour. They're really quick, but what they are is just a really funny set of little side stories about a character who has left the Yakuza and become a house husband, and in place of the Yakuza he tackles every job in his household as if he was still part of the gang. It's really funny, and I definitely recommend giving it a go. You can watch my review to see what I thought of it. Another volume that I've done a review on is Children of the Whales Volume 1. I haven't picked up any more of this, but I'm hoping to pick up more soon. It's a very good story. I believe it's a shoujo, but it definitely feels more like a shonen at times. The artwork is beautiful as well. I would recommend giving that a go if you want something that's definitely a little bit different, a little bit more unique to your typical shoujo. And next to that we have an ecchi title, Raw Hero Volume 1. This one ain't no My Hero Academia, I'll tell you that much. It's from the creator of Prison School, so if you know that series you'll definitely know what to expect. It's a fantastic superhero story, and it totally subverts your expectations of what you're thinking about a hero story is. And there's just some absolutely fantastic moments in it as well. I would recommend giving it a go if you like Prison School. Yeah, really good, really funny, very funny book. And next to Raw Hero we have the Bleach official character book. To be honest, I just had nowhere else to put this. It's a little bit taller than the Bleach volumes, which is annoying, so it can't go next to them on the shelf because the shelf's a little bit shorter than the others, so it had to go up here. Next to that I have the first 4 Fullmetal editions of Fullmetal Alchemist. This is a series that I've recently just gotten into. We started with the anime, we're nearly at the end, we've been watching it really slowly. Another one that kind of got overtaken by One Piece when we started watching the anime, to be honest. But yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist tells the story of 2 brothers who dabble in alchemy in order to save their mother, and when it goes wrong, it's all about them trying to retrieve their bodies, but also at the central heart of the story is a grand political plot. It's got a lot going on, and there's a lot of characters, but I feel like it's never confusing enough, and you can definitely keep up with it. Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely considered one of the greats, and yeah, I can understand why reading these. I've read Volume 1 and 2, and I'm hoping to make time to read the 3 and 4 Fullmetal editions soon, and I hope to pick up more in the future. And next to that is Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I adore this book. It is a horror manga from arguably the master of horror manga, Junji Ito. I want to buy more of his stuff, but I'm just waiting. I've got so much to read, I've just put it to one side. But yeah, Junji Ito is a master of his craft, and Uzumaki I think is probably considered one of his best works, but also considered a little bit tame compared to some of his other work. One that I really want to pick up is No Longer Human. I definitely want to give that one a go. So next up we have Assassination Classroom Volumes 1 all the way through to 21. I've finally finished the collection. I love this series, and I'm really happy to finally have it all on the shelf. I think when I first did my collection video I had volumes 1 to 9, so it's really good to be able to show off all 21 volumes. Every volume has a lovely cover. One of my personal favourites, I really like the ones with the patterns, so I like volume 12, and I also really like, where are you, volume 10 here with the shiny cover. But I think my all-time favourite is volume 18 with the cherry blossoms. Every cover just has a lovely pattern or colour or face on it, and it makes the series look unique and really nice on the shelf. They've taken quite a simple concept, just the smiling face of Koro Sensei, and they've managed to make it compelling with every cover. Every one you see, you want to pick it up and read it. It's almost like sweets and candy in that respect. Like, you look at the bright colours and you just want to pick it up and consume it. And next door to Assassination Classroom, we have Yona of the Dawn volumes 1 and 2. This is a shoujo upbeat title that I picked up after seeing a couple of people recommending and reading it on YouTube, and I'm really glad I picked it up. It tells the story of Yona, who is a princess, and one day when her father, the king, is killed and her kingdom is usurped, she has to go on the run, and the first 2 volumes deal with that and her getting adjusted to no longer being a princess. But the foreshadowing at the beginning of volume 1 seems to suggest that she will eventually become a great warrior and try to reclaim her kingdom. I believe there's quite a lot of volumes of this, so it's going to be a long haul to collect it all. So next to that we have Quintessential Quintuplets volume 1 to 5. I also have volume 6, 7 and 8 on order. They should be arriving very soon. This is a series that I continue to love with every volume. The characters are brilliant. No matter who your best girl is, there's someone to relate to, there's someone to love, and the story just gets better and better as it goes on. And yeah, it's definitely a harem series in the vein of Love Hina, but I've said this before, but you should really try volume 1 before judging it for yourself. Before judging it, sorry, as something that you don't want to read. It's not what you think it is. It's definitely a great series, a hilarious comedy series, and yeah, just can't really recommend Quintessential Quintuplets enough. There's a reason why it's very popular at the minute. It's a great series. So next to the Quintessential Quintuplets we have volumes 1 to 16 of Bleach, and then on the next shelf down we have volumes 17 to 35. Now Bleach is a one that I hold very close to my heart. It's the title that got me into manga, and anime for that matter, and I just haven't kept up with it. I've got the first 35 volumes. I bought these years ago and I've never kept up to date. Now that I'm back into the hobby, it's a one that I want to go back and read from the start and then hopefully pick up the rest all the way up to 72 or 73, I think it is. So yeah, it's a one that I really want to go back to, but I just haven't found the time yet. And with getting back into the hobby, I've discovered so many different series that I never gave a chance back when I was first into anime and manga, so I'm having a lot of fun with those, but I know that one day I'll return to where it all started and I'll reread Bleach. And next to that we have Naruto volumes 1 to 9. I recently picked up volumes 8 and 9. The idea was I was going to do a review series, like 1 volume at a time. I just haven't really got round to it yet. It's something that I still want to go down the avenue and explore, but for now I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. Next up we have Persona 5 Volume 1 of the manga adaptation. This is brilliant. It takes the video game, the great story of the video game, and adapts it into an absolutely brilliant manga. I really enjoyed Volume 1 and I'm eagerly anticipating Volume 2. I believe that the States already have Volume 2, which I'm very jealous about. So as soon as Volume 2 launches, I will be picking it up, and look out for a review on the channel. So when I originally did my first collection video, the bottom shelf I don't think had anything on it. But now that I've bought so many new titles, I've had to kind of branch down onto this. And what I've got down here are a lot of my light novels. So we have volume 1 and 2 of Konosuba. This is a great reincarnation isekai story about a guy who gets reincarnated, and he is just the absolute base of characters. He has no stats whatsoever, but he manages to befriend a goddess and some other characters who have some brilliant stats, so he's kind of carried by these characters. It's another harem story. It's a male protagonist with lots of female party members, but it's a great series. It's very funny, and I'm looking forward to picking up more as the series goes on. I believe it's ending soon, so I might just wait till it's all out and done before picking it up. So next to that we have The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and The Sigh of Haruhi Suzumiya. These are 2 volumes that I picked up years ago when I was first getting into the hobby and just never read them. We watched a little bit of the anime and I just kind of put them in a box when we moved house. So they've been sat up there for probably about 5 years. And when I got back into collecting, I got them out of the loft and I've given The Melancholy a read and I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to giving The Sigh a go, and then from there I'll decide whether I want to pick up more. With a lot of light novels, it's been a case of buying volume 1s, trying them out and seeing which series I want to continue with. This was very much the case with the next series here. So I'm a Spider, So What? I bought volume 1 of this to give it a go, absolutely adored it, and I immediately ordered volume 2 and 3. read those, and I now have volumes 4, 5, 6 and 7 coming. I managed to get those very cheap in a deal, so they are coming soon, and I'm really looking forward to getting onto volume 4. The story just goes bonkers from here, and it's just brilliant. It's another reincarnation story, but I feel like it's the best of the bunch of what I've read so far. There will be a review of volume 3 going live on the channel very soon. I've got reviews of 1 and 2 up already. You can check those out and look out for a review of volume 3 and the rest of the volumes as I read them. So the next volume that I picked up in a word resale, as it happens, I got this for about £2.50, is Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starter Town. I've yet to read it, but I've heard very good things about it, and to be honest, the cover looked great. I didn't really know much about it when I bought it, but I did a bit of looking about, and it seems that people quite enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Next to that we have Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elena, and I picked this up basically on, don't judge a book by its cover, but I absolutely did that. I saw a tweet from Yen Press on Twitter, and I just thought, yeah, that looks really nice, I'm going to give that a go. As with a lot of my light novels, I'm yet to pick it up, but recently I've been kind of reading light novels more, so I've read the 3 Spiders, and I'm looking to get more into the light novels in the next couple of months, so I'm going to give this one a go as well. Next up we have Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Targeted Attacks. I have volume 1 to 4 of these because I managed to pick them up really, really cheap. I wasn't particularly fussed on picking them up, to be honest, but as I've been getting more into light novels, so I decided to give them a go, and as it happens there was a really good sale on volumes 1 to 4, so I picked those up, and yeah, I'll get around to them and give them a read very soon. I might even do a review on the series once I've read all 4. Next to that we have Sword Art Online volume 1, and to be honest, I'm yet to read this. I picked it up basically solely on the fact that I liked the anime and I really like the Aincrad arc, so I picked up volume 1. It's a one that I'll get to eventually, but I don't know when. There's other titles that I want to read more basically, so it's a case of I'll get to it when I get to it. Next to that we have Spice and Wolf, which is a fantastic little light novel about a merchant who befriends the harvest goddess. I love volume 1. I'm looking to pick up the rest, but I managed to get this quite cheap on eBay, and I'm kind of looking for just deals on it. It's quite an older version. I think it's quite an older light novel, sorry, but I think it's still in print, so I'll kind of get to it eventually. I think it's up to there's 20 odd volumes of it, so there's quite a lot, so it's going to be one that I'll pick up as and when and give it a read as I pick it up. The next title we have is Overlord Volume 1. This is another one that I picked up Volume 1 to give it a go, and yeah, I really enjoyed Overlord. I'm going to pick up more. They're just lovely hardcover versions. I'll show you the cover, it's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, every volume just has this beautiful cover on it, and I really want to pick up more. I just haven't had the time, and they are quite expensive as well, so it's going to be one of those ones where I pick up one at a time and give them a read, rather than just completely binge buying them, unless I can find a really good deal on them. Next to that we have The Saga of Tanya the Evil Volume 1. This one I picked up on the recommendation from a couple of YouTubers, and I haven't read it yet, but I hear really good things about it. One of the things that's kind of daunting is it's quite thick. It's a really thick book compared to other light novels. A lot of light novels you can kind of get through in about a day or two, just kind of reading them because they're only a couple of hundred pages, but Tanya the Evil is absolutely massive. Next to that we have 2 novels. We've got The Night is Short, Walk On Girl, and The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. These are brilliant. If you want something that's a little different and definitely surreal, I would go with The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. It's just a really, really, really brilliant story. And The Miracles of the Namiya General Store is one of the first titles that I bought it's in my first ever haul video, and it's absolutely brilliant. It tells the story of a general store that gives out advice like an agony aunt, but the stories and the characters are all connected through the ages, and the way that it weaves their different stories together, it's just brilliant. Next on we have Death Note How to Read Volume 13. This one doesn't fit on the shelf with the other Death Notes because it's too tall, which is quite annoying. And we have the Death Note light novels. We've got Another Note and L Change the World. I believe that they did a film based on L Change the World with the live action characters from the original Death Note live action film. Death Note is adapted into 2 films, I believe, and yeah, it's brilliant. It's one of the first live action manga anime films that I watched, and it's really, really good. Next up we have Ghost in the Shell, which is one of my all-time favourites. I love Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, the anime. That's how I was exposed to the franchise, and from there I bought Ghost in the Shell, this first volume, and it's brilliant. I don't own any more Ghost in the Shell just because I haven't gotten around to buying them, and it's always the one that I always overlook, and I really shouldn't. I should definitely pick up more. Next up we have Zelda, the Ocarina of Time and the Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages manga adaptations. I picked these up quite a while ago and they were in my first collection video, and I still haven't read them. Yeah, I'm quite bad for picking up stuff and not reading them. I really need to make more of an effort to read the things that I've got. But yeah, I will get to them. Ocarina of Time is one of my all-time favourite games, so I'm looking forward to seeing the manga adaptation, how it plays out. And next to that we have All You Need Is Kill. I managed to read this all in one sitting. It is an absolutely brilliant read. It's based on the novel of the same name. It just tells this great futuristic story about a guy who keeps dying over and over, reliving the same day while fighting these weird monsters. It's a really unique story, a brilliant sci-fi story, and also the Tom Cruise film Edge of Tomorrow is brilliant as well. It's a great adaptation, to be honest. That's how I actually discovered this series. And last up we have My Neighbor Totoro, the novel of the film, which is an absolutely fantastic Ghibli film. It's a lovely, lovely story, so charming, and this is just the novel version of it. Yeah, so that's it for the collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at my collection. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this little look at my collection. Let me know in the comments below what you guys have been collecting, what's on your shelf that you're most proud of, or is there something that you're looking to get soon? Is there a big series that you want to try and collect? Also, I'm always looking for suggestions. I've got a nice big list of titles that I want to pick up that have come from suggestions or things on Twitter, so I'm always looking for new things. Suggest it to me, I'll add it to the list, and then hopefully someday I'll be able to get to it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. As I said at the start, this is a great way to support the channel and get the videos as and when they come out. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Northern Soul Reaper, and until next time, goodbye.